Hello everyone, welcome back to Jack in the Books, welcome back to my second channel, and welcome to South Korea. I'm currently in Seoul, which is like a massive dream come true. I wanted to come here for so long. It's been like number one on my bucket list, so this is a big tick. And basically, I want you to imagine me earlier today in the bookstore, and this is the conversation that happened in my head. I was like, I want to buy books right now, and then I'm like, no, I don't have room in my suitcase, I cannot justify this. And then I was like, what if I made a second channel video? What if I made a vlog of this bookstore trip, and then I can justify it? So that's what happened. So I got out my camera and I started filming, and then I filmed a haul, and that is basically how I justified my bad financial decisions. So welcome to that. Thank you. I just think we should be honest here. We should call it what it is. That's how this happened. Welcome to the video. Let me show you the bookstore because it was beautiful. I went to Kyobo bookstore in Seoul and I was just in heaven. They had a whole section on translated Korean fiction, which was basically just a shrine to Anton Ha, who is a friend of mine and also a wonderful translator. He's so talented, and I love his books. So that's a bit of a spoiler for what I might have purchased, but this is Kyobo bookstore in Seoul.
차가운 새벽 공기에 난 몰래 눈을 뜨네 이 도시의 harmony 난 너무나 익숙해 내 어린 날들은 아득하고 빌딩과 차들만 가득해도 이젠 여기가 나의 집인걸 너왜 서울과 발음이 비슷한 걸까 무슨 영혼을 가졌길래 무엇이 날 이토록 너의 곁에 잡아두나 내게 난 추억조차 없는데 난 이제 네가 너무 지겨워 너의 맨날 똑같은 잿빛 표정 아니 나는 내가 두려워 이미 너의
I had the best time browsing the shelves at Kyobo Books. And I do have a haul for you, of course, because as you know, I am physically, humanly incapable of entering a bookstore and not coming out with some books. But before we continue with the book haul, I'm very excited to let you know that today's video is very kindly brought to you by Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network. And one of the perks of a VPN is that it encrypts your data, which basically means when you're traveling around like I am and you want to go and work in a coffee shop or at a bookstore and use public Wi-Fi, you are protected, you are safe from hackers, because that is like prime location for someone to get your information. So with Surfshark, you can turn it on and protect yourself and do what you want to do with comfort and ease and know it's gonna be okay. You can also change your virtual location, which is brilliant because it means that you can access websites in other countries. So for example, if I was in the UK, I could access the Korean version of Netflix, and now I'm in Korea, I can access the English version of Netflix, the UK version, which is fantastic because often they have different content on each of the platforms. For example, the other night I wanted to watch some Studio Ghibli films, and I could do that by changing my virtual location back to the UK version of Netflix. So it is wonderful. And the best part is Surfshark not only removes the risk of hackers, it is also risk-free for you because they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if all of this sounds just as wonderful to you as it does to me, you can use the code JBooks at the link in my description to get a huge 83% off and 3 months extra for free. That is insane. So click the link in the description, use the code JBooks, and you are welcome. Let's get back to the book haul. So these are the books that I bought. Let me tell you about them right now. Firstly, we have this book. It's called House of Idols, and it's by Choi In-hoon and translated by John Holstein and Chun Kyung-jo. House of Idols is regarded as one of Choi In-hoon's major works and set in post-war Seoul. The narrator reveres two characters, one an established figure in Korea's literary world, and the other an enigmatic youth mysteriously related to the literary luminary. Wow, literary luminary is a phrase and a half. The narrator's changing perception of the true nature of the young man and his relationship with the older man illustrates the author's view of Korean society's difficulty in recognizing and establishing sound values. How fascinating does that sound? So this is actually part of the Portable Library of Korean Literature. So they just had this range of short fiction. This was one of them. It was like £3. I thought it sounded really good. And I did read all of the blurbs. I spent a while in this bookstore, okay? Next, we have Human Acts. This is by Han Kang, and I've actually read both The Vegetarian and The White Book by this same author, and I just loved them. She has such a brilliant way with words, and this is translated from the Korean and introduced by Deborah Smith. Gwangju, South Korea, 1980. In the wake of a viciously suppressed student uprising, a boy searches for his friend's corpse. A consciousness searches for its abandoned body, and a brutalized country searches for a voice. From the award-winning author of The Vegetarian comes a riveting and poetic examination of humanity at its most appalling and its most hopeful. The second I read a book has poetic writing but is also devastating, I'm like, sign me up. Literally, take all my money. Here's my card. Sign me up for that. So this is Human Acts by Han Kang. Next, I picked up this book of Korean poetry. This is Unexpected Vanilla by Lee Hayemi and translated by Soji. I'm not gonna lie to you, the barcode is actually covering most of the description of this poetry collection, but this bit alone was enough to convince me. In this work, the body is a liquid, mutable, flickering thing. These vulnerable poems shimmer and surge with a yearning for the natural world. It's also about transcendence and communion. A fresh and refreshing voice. And I realised that I've read a lot of Korean fiction, but never any poetry. So I wanted to read this, and I think it's gonna be great for like subway journeys. Last, but most certainly not least, we have Love in the Big City. I have wanted to get my hands on this book for over a year now. Look how stunning that cover is. Now, I've only been able to find the US edition of this book, but the UK edition, which is this one, is so beautiful. I've been like waiting out to find this one. And I have to say, while I am very happy that I now have this edition in my hands, I read the first 150 pages immediately after going to the bookstore. I went and sat in the park under the cherry blossom. It was like falling all around me like confetti, and I just fell head over heels in love with this book. I think it's gonna be a new favorite. I'm predicting it right now. Maybe it's the fact that I was reading about Seoul in Seoul, and the surroundings were just so stunning and beautiful, and I felt so at peace. But the writing in this book is so gorgeous. I underlined so many pages. Let me read you the description so that I don't give you spoilers. A fresh and unique debut novel by the best-selling young star of Korean queer fiction. Love in the Big City is an energetic, joyful, and moving novel that depicts both the glittering nighttime world of Seoul and the bleary-eyed morning after. As someone in their 20s reading a book about other people, like the same age as me, who like going out and partying and meeting lots of people, this just is like speaking to me. Young is a cynical yet fun-loving Korean student who pinballs from home to class to the beds of recent Tinder matches. He and Jae-hee, his female best friend and roommate, frequent nearby bars where they suppress their anxieties about their love lives, families and money with rounds of soju and freezer-chilled Marlboro Reds. It's just so wonderful. The friendship between these two characters is absolutely infectious. They're like the cool kids and you just want to be their friend. The writing is just so beautiful. I already know I'm not going to shut up about this book. Ever, probably. So that is Love in the Big City. And that is my Korean book haul in actual Korea. This is like my dream come true. I've wanted to make this video for the longest time. I've been so excited to get here to Seoul to make this video, and I just feel so happy right now. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. Check out some cool Korean fiction, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Bye-bye!